The phone buzzed in the dead of night, dragging me from a half-sleep into a world I hadn't expected. There it was, a notification with my name, her face, and him wrapped around her like they had always belonged together. My wife, the woman I had shared 6 years of my life with, laughing under the sun in some faraway square. Glasses clinked, smiles wide, and the caption sliced straight through me, living my best life. Don't worry, hubby's holding down the fort. She tagged me as if I were a punchline in her little joke. I stared at that photo longer than was healthy, feeling the cold press of betrayal in my chest. And yet, my face didn't change. I didn't scream. I didn't throw the phone. I just smiled, the kind of smile that isn't warmth, it's a quiet acknowledgement that the illusion had ended, and I saw clearly for the first time. Scrolling through her profile became like peeling back layers of a story I had ignored. Each post, each image, each work-late excuse now seemed to shimmer with another meaning. Cash withdrawn mysteriously, hurried messages, secretive smiles. I had swallowed all these signs with the hope that they were harmless or, perhaps, because I feared what truth might look like if faced directly. But now the truth wasn't hiding. It was high resolution and tagged with my name. Her lips brushing his cheek, the intimacy I had never been invited to share. The world that felt safe and shared had been quietly taken apart around me. I closed the social app and opened our joint account. 2 taps froze every fund, every lifeline silently locked. No explanations, no confrontation, just controlled, deliberate stillness. Morning came with the chaos of her panic. Calls missed, messages spilling over in a frantic flood. Did you touch the account? She pleaded. Please, call me. Something's wrong. I didn't answer. Instead, I mapped the entire trip she had taken, tracing tickets, hotel bookings, and itineraries, all paid for from our shared resources. It was clinical, almost surgical, cataloging her choices without letting emotion dictate reaction. Each discovery cooled the simmering heat of anger. Instead of rage, I felt clarity, precision. By afternoon, a new message arrived from an unknown number with an international code. The voice on the line was steady, tinged with concern. Sir, this is the embassy. Your wife is stranded abroad. There are complications, her companion is under investigation. The words were factual, urgent, heavy. I didn't flinch. I simply said, I understand, and hung up. That evening, the image of her packing for a girl's trip haunted me. The kiss she pressed to my cheek, eyes never meeting mine, the scent of something unfamiliar on her skin. She believed her betrayal could go unpunished, that I would absorb the pain quietly and remain the loyal fool. But betrayal doesn't always demand a reaction fueled by anger, it often requires patience, calculation, and restraint. The next morning, her voice changed. Desperation replaced arrogance. They've taken him for questioning. I can't leave until the hotel is settled. Please, unlock the account. Every word pressed against me like splintering wood, but I held my ground. I replied once, succinctly, enjoy your vacation. And then I muted the thread. News traveled faster than I expected. By the 3rd day, whispers reached me from acquaintances abroad. Her companion had been flagged at customs, tied to fraud, possibly smuggling. I didn't need to know the details. The crucial fact was clear, she was now entangled in consequences far larger than herself, and every support she sought would inevitably lead back to me. The embassy's call came again, more insistent. They asked if I would authorize emergency funds. I said no. There was a pause on the line, long enough to imagine her scrambling, cards declined, passport under review, the man she relied on dragged into the law's grip, and her reaching for a lifeline she thought would always be there. But it wasn't. Not this time. By the week's end, her family was calling, trembling with accusations. How could you leave her like this? She's your wife. Wife. The word felt hollow, drained of meaning. I didn't waver. She chose her companion, I replied. Let him take care of her. I hung up before they could protest. A long message arrived at dawn, rambling, pleading, promising explanations, begging for forgiveness. I didn't read past the first line. The thread disappeared with a swipe, the number blocked, the silence solid around me. Closure, I realized, didn't always arrive with drama. Sometimes it was nothing more than stillness and absence. She had gambled, assuming humiliation could be inflicted without cost, thinking I would absorb her recklessness. I had learned by now not to play games I could not win. My silence became a shield, my patience a quiet power she hadn't anticipated. When the embassy called again, I wouldn't answer. When her family pleaded, I would remain unmoved. When she returned, if she returned, there would be nothing, no money, no home, no me. Only the echo of choices she had made, reverberating through an empty space she no longer controlled. That night, I closed my eyes and smiled, not out of triumph, not even satisfaction, but understanding. True revenge isn't fire. It isn't anger. It's ice. And in that cold, still night, she was already frozen.